Claim they like riding, but I know that they ain't. Ride or die. I go hard in the paint, yeah, homie, I'm a saint. Ride or die.
To overhead press 503 pounds, that's ungodly.
All right, here we go. We got James up. James, unmute yourself and welcome to the governor's office. What's questions or comments tonight? What's on your mind?
Well, first, I hate to disappoint. I'm not here to defend Trump. So I throw that one out to begin with. But I was curious. Last time we talked, you were talking about the wrestling unions. Do you think that something like that could still be accomplished today, or is the business so wide and split?
Well, James, I'm not the one to ask about what the business is today. I know nothing about what's going on at WWE or the other organizations. I don't watch it and nothing like that. I don't think there's any union. I'm pretty damn 99% sure there ain't no union. Could there be one? Certainly if the wrestlers got a little bit of balls. But it's going to take them to do it. They got to want to do it. And what it's going to take, James, is for them to threaten and walk out.
And then,
Because, wait, let me add this. Because by federal law, if you walk out and say, we want a union organizer to come in here, you're entitled by federal law to have that. To where you can meet with someone and organize a union. That's a federal law.
Well, that's what we're seeing happening with Starbucks and Amazon. That's how they were able to start their union push with those two companies. Is that if you
and that's what it would take out of wrestling. When I did it, it was WrestleMania, right before WrestleMania 2. Mm-hmm. I stood up in the drawer. None of the office was there. I stood up in the locker room. I said, now's the time, boys. Vince has already done all the publicity. It's all out there. It's 10 days or whatever it is before the event. If we threaten to walk out and not wrestle in WrestleMania 2 unless we get a union representative in here, not only that, but you can bet the guys that turn on the building lights and all that are union.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so if they respect our right to try to unionize, they won't be there to turn the lights on. And we could have shut down. Now, what would that have cost Vince? A lot. And that would have been your bargaining chip. Then union people could have come in. Now, could it happen today? I'm not privy to what the business is like today or how it's being operated today at all, but the only way it's going to happen is for the rank and file to dig their heels in and to be ballsy enough to get fired.
Thank you for that answer. If I could ask one more quick
Sure.
question. What would be your advice to, the average everyday person who's just, going to work, trying to make a living, but then he sees like the rumors of potential war with Russia, the political, torment that keeps going on and on?
My advice is this. Most of the stuff that we all get irritated over, we can't control anyway. So my advice to the average Joe, and I suppose, am I speaking to you, James?
Yes, I am an average Joe.
Okay, my advice to you, don't get caught up in it that much. Be active, vote, be political, you do all that, but also live your life. Because a lot of these that's one thing that kind of gets me all the time is people get up in arms over certain decisions that happen and it doesn't even affect them. They're like my mother-in-law's that way. She's irate over this, irate over that, and I always say to her, how does that affect you? She's 85.
Jess, I think it's like you said. It's, be active, vote for the right people.
Well, vote for who you want, not the right people. Vote for who you want.
Yeah, vote for who you want. Vote your heart and conscience, and vote smarter, and vote for people that you.
Educate yourself.
If you're against war, vote for people who are also against war. Don't follow
educate yourself. On the candidates.
Exactly.
Educate yourself so you know who the hell you're voting for.
Thank you so much, James. That's a great
James, here's another thing that irks me. Everybody in this country bitch, 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 and yet our voter turnout's 50% if we're lucky.
That's the problem. We need.
And I got news for you. You want another Jesseism tonight? If you don't vote, don't bitch.
Thank you guys.
Well, now wait, Dad.
Again.
Thank you very much,
for
James.
having me. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome, James. Good questions. I appreciate them.
Now, wait a minute, Jesse. Wait a minute. I can
What?
counter that. I can counter
No, you
your
can't.
argument. Yes, I can, because I can go to the great George Carlin. Right?
And what did George say?
George says, hey, if you got problems with politicians and they're all the ones making all these mistakes, I can bitch about them all day long, and even though I didn't vote. Why? Because I'm not the ones who put them in there. So.
Yeah, but that ain't a bitch.
That.
That means you're to blame for it.
No, it means George.
Because you didn't vote to put someone else in. So if you don't know, I'm going to fight George. As much as I admire George, I'll fight him on that one. I'll say, nah, that ain't flying, George, because if you don't vote, that's the same thing as putting the wrong guy in.
Good point. Good comment.
And not only that, here's my answer to George. Right here. I got a better answer. If you don't vote, then you're leaving the decision to somebody who's probably stupider than you.
Very good. Very good.
And you're going to have to live with that stupid person's decision because you were too frickin' lazy to vote.
Very good.
So how's that for an answer for George? You're leaving the decision to somebody who's dumber than you.
Very good. Very good. All right, let's see.
I go hard in the paint, yeah, homie, I'm a saint. Ride or die.